FPL managers, welcome back to the Game Week 21 podcast for FPL Addicts. Let's dive in. Good morning and good evening to everyone out there who's about to tune in. And obviously the lads who've joined me today, we've got Chazza, who's in Australia, Mikey, who's here in the UK with myself. Good to see you boys, and how are you going?
Yeah, it's good to be back, mate. Thanks for bearing with me while I've been building my brand new little officey studio thing. It's been I've missed yous. I've missed the banter, but it's good to get back into it.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit different, isn't it, today, Mikey? Because you've got a microphone that's hanging down from the top rather than the usual kind of in front of your face from down below. So I'm loving.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, it'll sound a lot better as well. It'll sound a lot crisper.
Yeah, loving the setup, mate.
So yeah, got to improve the quality of the pod. You know what I mean?
and yeah, Chazza, how are you getting on, mate?
Good morning to you both. I'm so excited for Game Week 21. And first of all, Happy New Year, and I hope you all had a fabulous Christmas to whoever may be watching around the world. We have got so much to go through, and can I say I've thoroughly enjoyed this build-up. We've gained so much information within this time period too. Along with the cup games, also have the first leg of the Carabao Cup, and injuries coming about. People have gone early. Ooh, sinking ships, if you ask me. Oh boy, this will be fun.
Yeah, I mean, what a sort of mad Christmas period we had with all those games, Chazza, and now it's kind of stagnated with all the cup games and stuff like that. But I mean, this one's going to be a weird one. I'm not going to lie, because I mean, we've got a lot to discuss in terms of injuries and players who've gone away on international duty. But not only that, this is apparently a winter break, right? Where the games are going to span over 2 weeks now. So, we're going to be treated to, what is it? What's it work out? 5 games per week. That's it. So 5 games, 10 teams over the 2 weeks. And yeah, let's dive in and have a look, as I say. Basically, we'll have a little look at how we went on in Game Week 20. Great.
Welcome back to Mark Rashford as well. Just so every mention. Kickstart
immediately kicks off the banter. Calm, I've missed you, my friend. Great.
And who knows? We might even see a certain Mr. Rashford appearing in people's teams this week, as it's quite difficult to pick midfielder. Or Garnacho's. I mean, I've seen it mentioned. But yeah, so review of Game Week kind of 20 and how it went and how it was really. So I'll just pop that in and
just our mini league first up, Rudy.
No, we'll have a look at quickly. We'll just have a quick look
at the results. Yeah, now let's do
the results. That. Yeah, have a quick look at the results. We can fly through those. We don't need to spend too long on those, to be honest.
Yeah, let's fly.
But yeah, looking at the results from the end of December. Do you know what? There wasn't really any shocks. I'll be honest with you.
Well, there was.
Just one? Arsenal. Yeah. Arsenal. That's it.
Well, and also, Everton, who were in great form, remembered that they were Everton, and then lost to Wolves, who
I've got a third one too.
Either.
I've got a third one too, Rudy. West Ham Brighton. I expected goals in that game. There were none.
Yeah, that was like a big shocking clean sheet, actually, as well.
Yeah, maybe a shock in terms of clean sheet, but Ariola's been bossing it lately. I mean, I think he's back-to-back clean sheets.
Do you know why he's bossing it, Reedy? Do you know why he's bossing it?
Oh, here we go.
About 4 weeks ago, Chazza, me and Reedy had a conversation, right? And here's what happened for all the listeners at home. Goalkeepers, by the way, about 4 weeks ago, they were a bit of a joke, weren't they?
Yeah.
Goalkeepers were a laughable asset. And there he was at the top of the table was Alisson, who was in no one's team, basically in no one's team. So I went, you know what? I'll do it. I'll take in an experiment. I'll do it until the end of the season. I'll get Allison and I'll make him set and forget. And then Areola turns into prime Buffon. Like, you know why? Because he's out my team. Because I'm utterly cursed.
Yeah, I mean, the fact, Chazza, that Mikey's pinning it all on him, making that move for Areola becoming good again.
Yeah.
You know, he's taking a lot of the credit for this, isn't he, Chazza?
God's punishing me, mate.
Do you think that the man upstairs, the man upstairs is punishing Mikey?
Divine intervention.
Well, I want to put it to Chazza. Is it the man upstairs punishing Mikey, or is it just Mikey's silly decision? What are we saying?
I do feel at times I love Mikey's management, but he can be a little reactive to when certain events do come about.
Goalkeepers were terrible all season.
Yeah.
That's not reactive. That's looking at goalkeepers going, all of our goalkeepers are actually pretty shit, aren't they? Let's just pick the best one. And then...
I mean, he's already started off the day with bad luck, Chazza. Red and green should never be seen. But, that's...
Well, unless it's War of the World, which is red and green.
Oh, all right. We'll let you get away with that one then, Mike.
I do like Red Studio.
Back to the results, not to digress too much. But, I mean, I think I agree in terms of maybe it's a shock as such that there was a clean between West Ham and Brighton. Brighton especially more attacking this season and love to concede as well, which is crazy. So... That as much. Everton, I don't know if it's a shock only because Wolves have pulled out results this season, and I do get where you're coming from though, Mikey. That Everton at times, you went on that run and you kept clean sheets.
We looked unplayable, yeah.
These were great, but I think in terms of
to be battered 3-0 though was a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit
much.
It's a bit.
Well, I get what you're saying, like in terms of like shocks. There's no.
And I mean, Colm's made a point there. He's put a shock Arsenal. Now, we're saying that, and we look at the last three results. I think what was it? Arsenal by West Ham.
We drew at Anfield, so that wasn't too bad for us at the time.
And then beat Brighton. Yeah. But I think you've lost in the cup against us as well. So I think you've lost the last three.
But it does show me why Jack isn't here though, because the fact that we're not even talking about the fact that Man U lost 2-1. To Forest. That's not even a shock anymore. That's just Man United.
It's
just Man United.
Conversation, do they? They're not relevant anymore.
Oh, drink it in.
Actually, sorry, I have to put an asterisk on that. There's actually one player from that team is somewhat relevant now.
Garnacho?
Yeah, him.
Okay. But
he got an assist.
Are you putting your money where your mouth is? That's the question, Chaz.
I'll be fielding him at home to Tottenham.
Oh, spicy. Okay.
Yeah, it will be spicy. Just speaking of the spicy game week itself, game week 20 seriously showed how massive Salah and Son can be for fantasy managers. Yeah. Because Son gold and then Salah, even with the penalty miss, still conjure up 2 goals and an assist. Isn't astonishing. And proved as a game changer come the end of it. Now, they've gone.
Yeah. And it's a great
that was pretty wild.
It's a great segue as well, Chazza, into sort of like quickly looking at some of these results without talking about them for too long. But Chelsea 3-2, we spoke about we spoke before we come on about Palmer, and he's been the one that is, I might be wrong at this point in time because I've not actually checked, but at one point he was the highest transferred in player, and his ownership as well surprised me that he wasn't higher owned than he is. But yeah, 3-2, Chelsea got the job done, albeit they were 3-0 up and Luton late comeback and so on. Villa getting the last-minute penalty against Burnley. Yeah. No happy birthday for Ollie Watkins. Douglas Luiz took the penalty, dispatched for that.
To be fair.
Yeah, well, yeah. Palace, nice win for them. They've been terrible lately.
Stood out big.
Yeah, 2 goals, then pulled his hamstring, typical. Brentford haven't been great lately. City, comfortable win against Sheffield United.
I had to check my ranks during this game. I really did.
Foden was unbelievable, by the way. Foden was unbelievable. Should have scored. Not only the 2 assists, he was brilliant. He got 3 bonus points as well. We've spoke about Wolves, spoke about Forest, spoke about that. Spurs, Richarlison.
First Bournemouth was interesting, I felt. Disappointing for Solanke to come away with a blank, but a big game for Richarlison.
I think that's the result that you look at and you go 3-1. Okay, Spurs have won comfortably. But in actual fact, Bournemouth were great and had a lot of chances and a lot of shots.
Solanke should have had like 5 goals. No joke.
Yeah, should have returned. So that one. And the one we've not really spoke about, which, looking at that 4-2, it's like the old times. Remind you of those big games. And go on, Chazza, you want to...
Anthony Gordon assist at Anfield. I will be there no matter what. Just saying.
Yeah, I will be there when we beat him every time as well. Salah 2, he missed his first penalty. Dubravka owners as well, who benched him for Alriola. It was almost going to be one of those stories where you go, Salah captainers are going to be mudded. Dubravka owners are going to be mudded. And then all of a sudden, as much as Dubravka was brilliant, let's be honest, let's give him some credit. He just couldn't keep us out. The amount of shots we had, the XG and XGA, or whatever you want to call it, all these things.
It was Premier League record for XG.
Yeah, it was not
in a game for Newcastle.
Yeah,
but also I just for the listeners at home, I went differential captain that week because I was a bit of a victim of my own success. I went into that game week with 2 free transfers. And I had a great team and I didn't want to burn one. So what happened was I went, well, you know what? Salah's going to AFCON anyway.
Yeah.
So, and then I really, really fancy Son at home. So it was literally like a coin flip between Son and Salah. But the thing is, when Salah went away, I wanted Diego Jota in my team. Yeah. And I already had Alisson and Trent. So I couldn't get rid of Son for Jota because I would have had 4 Liverpool players. So what I did, I went, you know what? It's Newcastle. They're a really, really good side. And they just absolutely fell apart against Liverpool. And so I sold Salah for Jota. And I captained Jota because I thought, there can't be that much of a difference between them. And actually, if Jota had shot and scored instead of diving, he would have got an extra goal and Salah wouldn't have got a penalty in the extra goal. And I would have been right. Yeah. But instead, because of the dive, Salah got the pen. And Jota scored a lot less and he would have got the bonus points as well had he scored.
I know, but also, Mikey...
Super unlucky.
You were, but just bring this to light. I have to bring this to light. And we all have conversations and we all kind of go, oh, well, should have done this. Hindsight is always the thing in FPL, isn't it? Now, I remember when me and you were chatting and we were both thinking about making moves. And I was like, don't take Salah out. Don't do it for Jota. I remember we were on the phone. I think you did it over the phone as well.
Yeah, I did.
I was telling you to do Son to Foden. And I know Son got 9 points, so actually it's not that bad.
Yeah, but that's the thing. There were no other moves that I could make. Literally, you can go back and look at my team, and there was nothing.
There is, in a sense that you're talking about AFCON, or you've mentioned AFCON anyway. We
didn't have any other AFCON players in my team, only Son and Salah. Yeah.
No, AFCON and the Asia Cup, sorry. So what I'm saying is you basically had to pick between the two. And in your head, you thought there was the better option. And not only that, it was like, I'll go for Jota because I've got him then for the next fixture that Liverpool have. So the right thought process was there, mate. I'm not saying,
Yeah, it's just a classic case for me of good decision, bad outcome.
Yeah.
And it's the story of my season so far, to be honest.
It is. But let's have a look at how we actually did. Speaking of that,
let's go to our own league.
So I'll just have a look and see what Chaz is sending me nudes here off air. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, our mini league. So the podcast mini league. Here we go.
No.
Chaz is still at the top end.
He was sixth, then he's risen to 5th.
I'm not bottom, which is happy days. I mean, Mikey's in the sandwich there with Jack. So let's have a look at the man of steel himself, Chazza, 92 points, mate. How are we thinking of that one?
Free transfer, 6 flags. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Got the captaincy right.
1 transfer, got the captaincy right. Must be happy, surely.
I think I've been relatively fortunate throughout the Christmas period because my transfers probably haven't panned out the way they should. Palmer was excellent.
Yeah.
Gordon assists really helped. So Watkins 2 assists certainly did. The Sun goal. And Areola really topped off the game week, coming with 11 points. But heading into that game, I was not anticipating him to score more than Dubravka because I was spewing seeing that Dubravka saved Salah's penalty.
Yeah, I'm sure you were. But, I mean, look at this. Clean sheet, save, bonus 3 points. He was brilliant. And by the way, I'm going to move on from this quickly because I know Mikey's blood's probably, starting to go like this. But yeah, Alfonso Areola, I mean, he got injured, had a wrist problem, having too much fun at home, and then basically comes back after Fabianski kind of like filled in for him. So that's worked out okay. But yeah, great game week, Chaz. I mean, the midfield is pretty much done it for you. Watkins obviously got his 2 assists.
I think what was actually a good decision because I knew Forest would concede was fielding Garnacho. And I, in fairness, had no choice because the bench is just full of injuries. But getting an assist, you take it for a budget enabler his first week into the side.
Yeah.
And
great game.
And
which? Ten Hag.
Yeah.
Huh? Say again?
Eric, wait, but Man United manager?
Yeah, he said Ten Hag something. I didn't quite catch that.
Oh, okay. All good.
No worries, mate. Anyway, so 103 points. Is the Pope Catholic? I don't know. Only Mikey could probably answer that one. But
he is.
Elliot Craig got a massive score, 1 transfer, no hits.
Foden captain. Captain.
Yeah, he went for the Foden captain as well. Great shout. I mean, obviously Foden wasn't the best captain choice as Palmer and Salah.
Alvarez goal too helped.
But to kind of bring Foden in, I think that's what he did, right? Let's check. Did he have Foden?
Yeah, he would have done.
Yeah, he did. So he brought him in and captained him, which is fair play, to have the minerals to do that. Great midfield there. He's got him all the points. Alvarez with the cheeky 7. Gahey, he played him over Senesi, over Trippier. Big shout. I mean, to be fair, Trippier missed that game.
Yeah, he got an assist, didn't he?
Say again? Gahey did.
Yeah, he got an assist.
However, Trippier was out of the Liverpool game, so I don't know in actual fact.
Oh, yeah, now it's auto sub.
He managed to get the auto sub. A bit of jam. Yeah, a bit of jam. So great score from Elliot. He's right up there, Chaz. He's up there with you in terms of the league table, mate.
Let's go, Jack.
40 points. 88 points for Jack. 1 transfer again. I mean, you look at his team. I mean, if Jack does come on today, we thinking he's hitting that wild card, or do you reckon he's just taking a -12?
Wait, hang on. That's 6 flags, same as me. No, probably just a -8 or a -4. He would get away with it because next time would come straight into.
Does he have 1 or 2 free transfers? Do we know?
Yeah. He has. No, he doesn't. He just has 1. He's used 1 the last 2 weeks, so he's got 1 transfer. Yeah, we'll see. We will see, shall we? But yeah, Jack, 88 points. It's still solid enough, and he's not bottom of the league like he was for a long while. So yeah, well done. And Mikey, 65 for Mikey, 1 transfer.
Shocker.
I think if that's Salah, you're buzzing. If that's Salah and you didn't make that move, you're buzzing. But in the grand scheme of things, the average was 59. You've not taken a hit, and you've still kind of, I would guess. Did you get?
Okay.
Did you? You still got a red after that?
Oh yeah, big time. The safety would have been, I think, 78 to 85.
Wow, that is nuts. I mean,
look at my team. It's not even bad.
No, it's not bad at all, mate.
And also, Pau Torres hadn't started the last couple of games because Emery, Mr. Good Evening, wasn't.
Do you know what your curse? You talk about being cursed sometimes, Mike, but you know what your biggest curse is this season? Without a shadow of a doubt. Benching this guy, and not only that, even bigger than that is benching Newcastle players is your biggest thing. I think there was a game week where you benched Branthwaite and 2 Newcastle guys, and it accumulated to about 25 points. It was crazy. So that's what we'll take out of this pod today: is don't bench Newcastle. Don't bench Newcastle.
No, just don't do what I'm doing.
Yeah, we've got City this week though, so if you want to bench them, I'd completely understand. I got 102 points, albeit -8 for me.
Well done, lads. Very nice.
I had to do something. Team needs surgery. I was like, Foden, Alvarez. The bad -4 that I took, which was early in the game week, was actually this guy who got me 0 points. So it was a waste, absolute waste, -4.
Sorry, Brady. What I actually noticed, and this is the same with your team, is that despite scoring massive, you get 1 to 2 players that just scored nothing despite playing.
Yeah.
But so you did it with 9 men.
But I brought in 2 players for a -4, would it have been? Yeah, -4. Yeah. So I brought in Foden and Alvarez, right?
And they worked.
I'd already transferred Gusto in, so there was me 1 free. So I'd done that basically thinking I need City. It's Sheffield United. Who were the moves that I made? I can't actually remember who it was. I was Haaland. After keeping him for all this time, I took him out. And then I took out Chan, who's going to the Asia Games. I captained Foden. So in total, I've got there 31 points. Even if you take away the 8 from that, I've gained. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they're the swings sometimes that if you are going to take a hit, as we mentioned before, Mikey, before the pod, is you have got to get it to go your way, which is really difficult. But yeah, so I'm happy with that. 102, -8, could have been a -4 instead, but it is what it is. And then we go to Ollie, 62. He actually got less than you, Mikey, so you didn't finish bottom of the pile, mate. But he had
7 flags. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's got a lot of flags, hasn't he?
He's having a bad time, isn't he?
He's got 1 transfer. I mean, this is the one though. How many people have captained Richarlison in that game week? I mean, that's
actually a good captaincy shout. But you had Salah right next to him, so why don't you captain Mo?
Yeah, I mean, this is where you look, isn't it, guys? Really, Semenyo and Mateta as your forwards. I mean, we'll be seeing Mr. Ollie Walker-Peel shortly because he's over in
we'll see him on Monday. Yeah.
So we'll maybe ask him, unless he's wildcarding, of course, what's going on with this front line. But yeah, that's how we're looking in the mini leagues. But Chazza, over to you, matey, in terms of the public, the women's.
No problem. Yeah, we got the public league, and we got Stephen Smalley, who recently commented. He's 25 points ahead at the moment in our public league. We'll briefly look at
well done,
team.
Steve. Smashing it,
mate. Really well. Just outside the top 1,000. 97, fantastic score. Richarlison, Saka, Palmer doing fantastic in the middle. Alvarez, Watkins themselves. Areola in goal. And that was despite benching Dubravka and nailed the captaincy. So what this game week seriously showed that nailing the captaincy was the more important part. So in terms of that is it on that front. I'll bring you the Women's League. Reedy, just while I get that up, how have you found the build-up heading into Game Week 21? Has this been, you'd think, the most chaotic you've ever experienced as a fantasy manager?
Oh, certainly in terms of injuries and how spread out these games are going to be, especially, Trent getting injured now, Bowen getting injured. Those 2 games don't get played until next weekend. So there's a big gap. The deadline's obviously today. It is chaotic. It is. And I mean, we've seen it in looking at people's teams just then, reviewing our points from last week. How many injuries people are, or missing players people are accumulating. It is nuts because, I have seen a lot of activity on Twitter with wildcards. So, this is the second wildcard now. Bearing in mind, we've got blanks in 26, 29. If you've used your free hit, it's going to be really difficult. I mean, if you're using that wild card now, you have got to really, really nail it, I think, and try and get ahead maybe if you can. And then the transfers you do make moving forward, you've just got to use them wisely and pick the right players. Yeah.
Over to our Women's League now, and it's tight at the top between Helen, Angels, and 1 hit is all it takes. And for someone, it would be called 1 kiss is all it takes. But falling in love with me with 1, 2, 3, 7, both of Helen and Melissa, fair play to them both. Both sitting just inside the top 15K. And one of the sides, Palmer, Richarlison, Saka, Son, Salah, all doing the bits in the midfield. That is fantastic. Watkins getting a couple assists up front with Aliola between the sticks. And Helen, who scored 100, not quite the darts 180 we were looking for. Similar as well, had Foden in, Alvarez and Watkins both up front. Bench Gordon despite all of that too. Yeah. So that's all from the Women's League. But before we get to our next interval, it's worthy of engaging with our fans. We appreciate the amount of company we're heading in for this wonderful Friday. Heading into Burnley Luton. And if you ask me, normal Premier League fans wouldn't watch this game. For us fantasy managers, we have a deep engagement with these sorts of matchups. And Fantasy Football Lad, thank you for joining. How are you all doing? I'm doing fantastic. I hope these good guys are too. And if you're still around, give a comment on Rev Studio too. I think it looks fantastic. I have double Arsenal defense and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Thinking on doing Saliba to Stupinian or Trent to Stupinian. What would you all do? I'll just answer very quickly. I would do Trent to Stupinian. Get as many players as possible. Over to you, Rev.
Yeah, so it is one of those that is a little bit team dependent. I think, though, if we are looking at the fixture ticker as well, I'm not sure you necessarily need to get rid of Saliba before Palace at home and then Forest away. That could actually be a little bit of a mistake. He also is possibly set to be one of the playing players in some upcoming blanks. So, if you've got Arsenal players, I think they could be really useful to keep hold of. I'm just not necessarily certain I'd also get rid of Trent either. Like, are there any other options that you could get rid of? Because I do think Estupiñán is also a fantastic pick as well. It's very much 50-50. If you've got a starting 11 that you can put out there, I would say Saliba, and I'm assuming you've got either Gabriel or Zinchenko. But if you've not got a starting 11, then it's probably Trent. But I'll be holding Trent personally. So so you might as well get rid of him because that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be cursed.
From you, what do you say?
Oh God! I mean, double Arsenal defense, isn't it? It's always that thing of doubling up on any defense this season has not generally gone well, apart from game week 6. If you had Newcastle, you were absolutely flying. But yeah, TAA, but Trent, but Saliba to Estupiñán or TA to Estupiñán. I think for this week in particular, I would do Trent. I think as well, even the fixtures, you've got to look at that. You've got to consider that who we've got when he's back. I think you can jump back on Trent. So, if he's already got Haaland, say, then shouldn't be an issue. We should have the money to do that. Obviously, there's Salah and Son to consider. If you got rid of Salah, you need the money to get him back. But yeah, Estupiñán at the minute he's the what's your flavour? Tell me what's your flavour. So he's the guy, isn't he? He's we've seen him bang an absolute banger in the league, absolute banger in the cup. He's kept it clean now for Brighton. And I think we've seen enough now. Oh, Chaz has seen enough.
Yeah. Speaking of seeing enough, see you later, lad.
We've seen enough to go, oh God, let's get Estupiñán back in our teams. So yeah, I like that one personally. I personally like that one. But another little question, same question from the Fantasy Football. Like, my team at the moment is Dubravka, Areola, Porro, Trent, Saliba, Gabriel, Taylor. He's got Saka, Palmer, Foden, Bowen, Salah, Watkins.
Hi guys, I'm back. Didn't really know what happened there.
Hello.
It's all good.
So you've got one free transfer, 2.8 in the bank. Haaland, are you going to want him against Burnley? You're going to free up some cash by doing Trent to Estu anyway. You'll have one free transfer. If you're holding Salah, then yeah.
He's probably wants to also figure out a route back to Haaland.
Can you get to Haaland? That's exactly
as well. So
the question.
The answer is probably Trent. Yeah, that's the question. Yes, Seb.
Last question.
A pleasure. Yeah. He's going to ask us if Haaland's fit. Great question. We've got no idea. We do know he's been training a couple of times this week.
Pep's press at 1:30 this afternoon. Usually is.
Yeah, because we're going to get loads of information from Pep, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
I believe. Yeah, I believe he's great.
No, I think it's time to look at the fixtures because I don't like Pep.
You don't like Pep? Well, before you do, Chazza, obviously I just want to mention our sponsor, Bonus Bank. Quick shout out to them. Basically, Australia and New Zealand's biggest or best side hustle. A few things I want to mention that I don't really mention, the usual kind of easy to learn tutorial software, etc., which is great for Bonus Bank as well. But a couple of things are, one is in terms of the great Discord server, biggest and best match betting community in Australia. It's got channels where members share info and advice on topics like newbie questions, deposit bonuses, sustainability, arbitrage, loads of stuff there Discord-wise. They've got an app as well, makes it easy to learn about match betting and making money from the bookies while on the move. So that's free to use. And yeah, I mean, there's loads more features. So I want to kind of keep it short and sweet on that. But there's a few things, as I say, that I don't normally mention, but the app, the Discord, they've also got, match betting calculators, loads of stuff on there. So I'll pop the link below. And yeah, feel free, guys, to take a look. But yeah, moving on, as you say, Chazza, to Game Week 21. What have you got in store for us then, Chazza? What are we thinking?
Fixtures split across 2 weeks, starting this evening at Turf Moor. It's a big game for both sides too, considering they're fighting for relegation. With massive West London derby, Newcastle, Man City. A lot of managers have a fair few plays involved in that one game in itself. Sunday's doubleheader, starting at the Emirates in the second week of our so-called winter break, followed by the return of Ivan Toney at home to Forest, who have got 6 of their first-choice players out due to AFCON. Sheffield United, West Ham. Will West Ham be able to find a way against a Blade side that has been defensively slightly better under Chris Wilder? Liverpool go to the South Coast, and it all finishes off with what some could say the Estupinian rocket show against Gary O'Neill's Wolves. First to you, Rev. What is the fixture that stands out to you the most?
Well, I think just in terms of like an FPL perspective, I think all eyes are going to be on the Man City game to see if Kevin De Bruyne is starting. We're going to be seeing if Haaland is going to be involved as well. So fancy managers will be combing through that one for sure. I think for me personally, I think I am looking at Brighton's fixtures in general, and if Reedy would describe that fixture run as creamy, and they are really creamy fixtures. So, and also there are some other attackers from Brighton who are either injured or away at the Asia Cup, which means the usual Brighton attackers that we can usually not pick due to their inconsistency with minutes are going to be a lot more nailed. So people like João Pedro, people like Pascal Gross are going to be much more reliable from an FPL perspective than our usual Brighton punts, and also Estupiñán as well. There's going to be some clean sheet potential there, like we saw against West Ham, but also with Estupiñán, there's going to be loads of potential as well for some attack and returns. So also looking forward to that. So those are the 2 games that I'm going to be particularly keeping an eye on this week.
I was just looking at Chaz, what Chaz had loaded up there. I found it really strange looking at the fact that Burnley and Luton and Chelsea and Fulham were next to each other. I was thinking, that's not right. I mean, just...
Sorry, I got it on Oz time. Thanks for
no, absolutely, Chaz, it's fine. But I mean, for the purpose of any UK viewers, I've just loaded it up there that the deadline is tonight. And the deadline basically is the Burnley-Luton game kicks off tonight. So your deadline is 6:15 UK time. Obviously... back to Chaz's in terms of what the time is for them. It's what is it? 6:45 a.m. in the morning, Chazza?
Yeah, I've got triathlon training before my big tri race on Sunday, so I'll be missing that. But
yeah, but I mean,
back to you, Kay. Thank you.
All good. Just while Mikey was on that subject of in terms of fixtures and Brighton and so on, let's check out what their run is.
Yeah, I mean, look at that! Wow, come on.
Yeah, we have got FA Cup 4th round and cup
third round replays too.
Come in replays, things like that to consider.
So is everyone.
They have.
Yeah.
At the moment, in terms of moves that people are making, if Liverpool get the double in 25, people are obviously going to be like, I want double Liverpool. Oh, but they blank in 26, but who cares? It's going to be interesting.
I finally get to play Areola in 26. but as 1 pointer.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, people are now talking about chip strategies and what are the best ones, and everyone's got their own individual thing of what they want to do. But we can't ignore that Brighton's fixtures, which we spoke about I think we spoke about it on a podcast a while ago, didn't we, Mikey? We were like, Brighton have got great fixtures. It wasn't even from 21. It was much earlier, and then they were crap. But this does look really, really nice. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, RDZ just needs to pick an 11 and stick with it.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't think you've got much choice with Matoma away, Adingra away, few injuries, things like that. He's going to have to play, a more regular 11. James Milner, is starting every game. That says it all. But he's been brilliant, in all fairness to him. But in terms of fixtures, like we were saying, Chazza, are there any standout? Well, pick one, I suppose.
Yeah. For me, I'm going for Chelsea Fulham, of all places, only because there's going to be big eyes on Cole Palmer. I expect him to be one of the favourites when it comes to captaincy. Who would have thought a 5.7 million midfielder that has emerged from budget bracket in October to now be a favourite for captaincy in a certain game week up against a Fulham team? Now, with these Friday night games, such as Watkins at home to Sheffield United, I feel some of the displays can be a little underwhelming and managers may end up disappointed. I hope they don't, but it could be the case. Fulham sometimes like to take teams on. However, their defence recently away from home has been quite poor. West London, it ended 0-0 last season. Fulham will go for it, I feel. And same with Chelsea. They lost midweek against Middlesbrough. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it is true.
Actually, sorry, Brady, one question.
Yeah.
How would you feel, because as a fantasy manager, so early in the game week and just putting your eggs on that captaincy so early on, it just feel there's a lot of risk involved in that instead of waiting for the second week or even a little further down the line.
For Haaland, you say?
No, for Palmer at home to Fulham.
Oh, for Palmer.
A bit nervous.
I don't think so, no, because, what are the captain choices? Let's be honest, if we look at Saka as a captain choice, do you like the idea of that after how he's been this season? It's a tricky week for captain. Unless Haaland's playing, he's definitely back. It really is tricky to kind of pick one. And although Chelsea lost in the cup against Middlesbrough midweek, Palmer should have actually scored. He had chances. He was their best player, and he is their best player at the minute. It's just really difficult to obviously pick that. And Fulham have done okay lately. They've beaten Arsenal, albeit at home. They lost to Liverpool only 2-1 in the cup midweek. They have looked quite good, but it is really slim pickings this week. Son's gone, Salah's gone, Bowen's out, Trent's out. It is difficult.
I think I've got a little bit of a formula for this, though.
Oh, a formula?
And it's worked. It's tried and tested.
Yeah. Close your eyes and pick.
Yeah, I know. Imagine.
So
for me, one of the things that I like to do is look at the injury list for players, and teams generally tend to struggle a lot when they're missing key midfielders. Now, the big news from today is that Newcastle are going to be without Joe Linton for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And so that makes me look at someone like Foden, who's going to be in between the lines a lot, who looked fantastic last time out. It's actually made me move my armband from Diego Jota to Foden today, because I think Foden can expose that Newcastle defence. Not that the defence or the defenders themselves are bad. It's just that I feel like that midfield is a lot weaker without midfield, just in terms of strength, pace, and also like that tenacity that Joe Linton gives in terms of like stopping those attacking players just dead in their tracks. I think, Foden's going to have a little bit more freedom. So at the moment, my armband is on Foden for that reason.
Yeah, it's an interesting point, Mikey, that you're making. I do like that. Obviously, I captained Foden last week and he got his 2 assists.
Paid off, man.
Should have been more than that. In fact, he should have been getting close to what Salah and Palmer got. But, it is interesting because he is playing really well at the minute. He has kind of got that role. KDB's minutes are going to be managed. How much is he going to get? Does Alvarez then drop into mid, which makes him not as good? Does Haaland come back? There's lots of questions we don't know yet. And as we said, Pep's press conference is probably not going to give us too much info anyway. So, yeah, I like that. I really do like it. obviously, Chaz went with the Chelsea-Fulham game. Is that your standout game then? Newcastle City, Mikey, would you say? Of the fixtures?
Yeah, I think Newcastle City, especially because we're going to be looking to see what KDB and Haaland are doing, but also the fact that Joe Linton is out gives a very particular thing. Like Newcastle are usually really good at home, but they've been quite poor recently, and Joe Linton for me is quite key to their like midfield stability. And if there's one thing that we do know about Man City is that they love exploiting the space in between the lines.
Yeah. Great. Well put. Go on, Jazza.
Now, before we get on to Salah's sum replacements, we need a fair bit of time on that section. But to those who have Sky Sports and not TNT Sports, now this is good because this game week, every game's broadcasted, unlike a typical game week that usually is in the UK. So to those that have TNT Sports only, you are the winners. Sky Sports people sucked in. TNT Sports games broadcasted 6. Sky Sports games broadcasted 4 only. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That was worth interrupting a really good FPL point for. Yeah, thanks, Jazza.
Fair point. Yeah, thanks, Jazza. But I mean,
the FPL podcast. Yeah,
great insight there, Jazza. But
insightful.
To touch on that slightly, I mean, it's good that all the games are on TV. No matter who you choose as your broadcaster or who you'd like to go with as your provider. And what I will say is that, what Amazon Prime obviously do when they put all the games on TV, we all love that. I mean, I think over the Christmas period and just before there was that where they did that. And it is great, yeah, if you can manage to access those channels or, if you want to pay for them, in other words. But going back to in terms of the FPL point, Joe Linton is out, is going to make a big difference in terms of Newcastle's press and defensive stuff. I mean, the game that stands out for me, you know what? I want to say Man United Spurs, but then I feel like I'm going to be disappointed. I am going to say, to be fair, I am going to pick Everton Villa. I don't know why, but something for some reason is standing out and pulling me towards that game. I do think that Everton need to kind of look at last week and go, all right, well, we've gone away, got beat 3-0. We're better than that. We're now at home. And Villa as well, we've always said, are not as good, away this season. Will that be the case? Who knows? They've got all the players back and fit. Everton, I think. Are you guys any big injuries, Mikey, at the minute?
So the big injuries to talk about, I think, are Trent Alexander-Arnold and also Jarrett Bowen. I think are a couple of big
for Everton,
issues.
For you guys, I mean,
in general. But you mean for Everton, right? Okay. I think the Corey's been out a little bit recently, and I heard that there was Dwight McNeil might have had a little bit of a knock, but could be okay.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I think we're kind of good to go.
Do you think you're capable of getting a result against Villa?
I think at Goodison, yeah. I think we can do anything at Goodison. We can batter anyone. But I think it just depends on which Aston Villa's going to show up, to be honest. Yeah. They could come and beat us 5-0 and no one will bat an eye either. So
Fair enough. Right.
It's almost like we've got our heads above the water again, out the relegation zone, and we've just gone, right, we can relax now. And if there's one thing that you can't do in the Premier League, it's relax.
It's take your foot off the gas, isn't it? And I mean, just before I look at our next section, which is most sold, most bought, I am going to look at the league table, but I am also just going to look at a couple of comments. No, we don't want to see the nominees for blah, blah, blah. We want to basically just have a look at how tight it is down there at the bottom. And as you said, Luton are managing to pull off a few results. That game tonight is actually huge because if Luton win, Everton could slip back into the relegation zone. So that is massive. And as you say, his kind of head is above the water. But I think, as always, Everton will have enough to kind of manage to climb up in the league. Go to the top. Tight
Brentford there looking like they couldn't get Tony back any sooner.
I questioned whether Frank's job's safe. Actually,
he's definitely on fraud watch, isn't he? To be fair,
few people have said to me, if you look at this squad and if you look at what he's got and the injuries and so on, and Boomo,
there's nothing he can do.
There's not much really, so it would be fair to kind of sack him. So, I do like.
Well, the fact that Ivan Toney though could be back, he's available for selection.
He could be back. But I mean,
is interesting.
Villa, look at this, boys. Look at that. It is insane. Yeah. It really is insane. So yeah, but on from that.
Good evening, indeed.
Good evening. I just want to put this in here, and it was this one from Stephen. I spaffed one of my 2 transfers for Salah early, saying he's now injured. Might just roll my other and play with no bench. Stephen's top of our public league, isn't he? What's he playing at? What are you doing, Stephen?
To be honest, Steve, mate, like it's nice to see you make a mistake for a change. You've been smashing it.
It certainly is. It certainly is. And this one from Kevin, I'm just going to put this up there. Why take advice from someone who's ranked in the millions? Well, Kevin, I'm just going to show you my rank. And as you can see, 2 million, which is fair play. It's a tough start of the season. I'm trying to, crawl back and so on. But if you look in our podcast league and we look at Mr. Charlie Roberts, what are you saying? What are you saying? So, 100K, doing great, each to their own. And, we all have bad and good starts. And
I think also, like, to be fair to Kevin, like, why take advice from someone who's advanced in the millions? Because as we discussed earlier, you can have really good process and just really bad outcome. Yeah. Good process doesn't necessarily equal good results. You see that all the time in life. You can do everything right and still not get what you deserve, really. So one of those. But also, why comment when your name's called Kevin? Go back to Home Alone, you little weirdo.
Solid name, Mikey.
Kevin.
Like that.
Kevin, like from it's not fair.
Fair play, but fair play. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. In terms of, I'm in the millions, Chaz is in the 100K club, or just about. It's different for everyone, I suppose. But talking about chips, I'm on a wild card.
You're on a wild card this week.
I'm not on a wild card. Seb's on a wild card.
Right, okay.
People using wild cards. He said he's had 6 to 7 problem players, guys.
Yeah.
And he said
you've got to pull the trigger there, haven't you?
Yeah.
7 players.
He asked me the question before. He said, "Is it one of the most difficult game weeks and game 21? All this, and this is just a prime example." So Seb, if you're still there, mate, let us know what your kind of moves you're planning, what you're thinking. Give us a shout. We'll try and answer that if we can. This is another question. I mean, I know it's for me, but I'll answer it in short. And whether you guys want to chime in, I don't mind. Is in terms of if we double, will Klopp rest Salah in the second game before the Carabao Cup final? Now, I love, Colm, that you're basically saying that we're going to get to the final, pretty much against Fulham. Second leg. But in terms of resting him, I don't think Salah would want to rest. Depending, obviously, how far Egypt get if he is back.
Hi, Jack. How are you?
But speaking of rests, this guy's been resting for too long. He's not been on the pod for that long.
Welcome back, Jack.
He said it's
all right, mate. How you doing, bro?
I think how bad United have been doing this season is the real reason Jack hasn't.
I'd have gone hiding as well, to be fair. Yeah.
But yeah.
MIA.
Welcome back.
Hello,
mate.
Boys. How are we?
Yeah, congratulations on the infant as well. Some little offspring there. Well done. You've been smashing it at life, mate. So
only taking you 10 weeks to recover, mate. Yeah, blimey.
Mate, you never recover.
It's over.
I'll let you in on a secret, yeah.
Another thing I want to say is, Melbourne Victory are top of the A-League when he's rocking out Melbourne Victory shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's jealous, man.
Here we go. The Man United of Australia.
Hey, you thought you went from wearing red to blue, eh?
You either love us or hate us, mate.
Well, yeah, welcome back, Jack, mate. We've been obviously talking about loads of different
stuff.
Mate,
I'm just thinking about poor Kevin. What about poor Kevin who just got slammed? Lost a subscriber. Sorry,
Mike,
Kevin.
This
is what happens when I'm not here.
Kevin, does he? Yeah, he's got something against it.
Mate, more about Chazza. 101k in the world.
I hope he knows I'm only joking.
No, he's having regrets now.
He's got to give it. He's got to take it.
Chazza, well done, unbelievable, Chaz. Mate, leading the way at the top of the league, mate. I think after your horrific debut season last year, mate, it's about time that you did something. Yeah. So yeah, you're looking good up there, mate. Well done.
Yeah. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate it. Brady, let's get to most bought and most sold, please. Thank you.
He's been itching, hasn't he? He's like,
Mate, he's ready for bed. That's why.
I want to talk about replacements. Come on.
Go on, Chazza. Who are the most bought and most sold?
He wants to talk about replacements, or he wants to talk about which TV network is televising which game. All the really important things, man. So yeah, let's crack on then, Chazza.
All right. Yes, let's skim through this. Most sold, the Egyptian King. He sold by more than 2 million managers since the previous deadline. Shulman Son, 1.8 million managers out the door. Trent Alexander-Arnold is the third most transferred out with 547,000 managers. No, that's enough. Even you're only out for 3 weeks. Most bought is Cole Palmer, 1.2 million. Phil Foden just behind on just over 1 million. And Jared Bowen, despite being flagged and having come with an injury from the Cup, is the third most transferred in with 794,000 managers. Oh, went a little bit too early.
People went early. Yeah, go on.
Did. And despite all that, Kevin De Bruyne is the 4th most transferred in, despite not playing a single minute.
He had a price rise, man. A price rise. And he hasn't played a minute of football in months. Interesting.
Is what it is, I guess, isn't it? Yeah, Chazza, anything more on that?
Yeah, okay. So I think what we've learned is the Cup results, the 4th round FA Cup draw, the first leg Carabao Cup results in which Borough have got a slim lead, Liverpool turned it around, plus January signings, which we'll go into shortly. But I want to get briefly each of your thoughts on the 4th round draw, because it seems that not a lot of many people who love blank and double game weeks are satisfied with that, especially with Spurs being at home to Man City. Jack, I'll go over to you to start off with.
Hey,
He's on mute. Go on. I noticed all the viewers have gone up from 5 when I wasn't on to 12. Now I'm on. Yeah. So this is good news, lads.
Yeah,
it's the old sex appeal, isn't it?
It's the hair, mate.
Yeah.
They've had the curly tots and the mullet from Chazza, but it's back. Listen, FA Cup, mate. I don't even know what day it is. Never mind what's happening in the FA Cup next round.
Yeah,
you're someone else, please.
You're not even a Premier League fan anymore, are you, Jack? You're just A-League through and through now.
I've just got this world here. I'm just trying to stay alive.
Yeah. Okay.
He's staying afloat, isn't he? Yeah.
I've been in the trenches. Reading,
you know what?
Yeah, Reedy, what do you think of this?
Well, what I think is, I don't want to spoil something. Actually, I'm glad Jack's come on, because when we were looking at our points before, we were talking about injuries and things like that. Were people going to activate wild cards? We saw the shambles of Ollie's front line of Semenyo and Mateta. So actually, I don't want to spoil anything in case Jack's got something to show us. But in terms of these most bought and these transfers out, the transfers out speak for themselves for me. Most transfers out: Salah, Son, Trent now injured, Chan, Bowen. The interesting ones really are Stupinan and De Bruyne. They're the ones to kind of take from this. And
what, is in good or bad?
No, good. I think De Bruyne's, you have got to tread carefully because of, as Mikey said, he's not really played much. Even he and Pep have both said the minutes are going to be managed and things like that. So I don't know what people are expecting from that, especially with a game against Newcastle away. It is going to be tough.
Newcastle in shocking form, mate.
Yeah, but we've seen stranger things, I suppose, and these FA Cup draws are just going to create havoc for the fixtures moving forward.
The cat just knocked on the door.
Hey?
The cat just knocked on the door.
The cat's at the door. Let me in, Chazza. He's going to go sleep in the back of his barn, isn't he?
Sorry, really.
No, it's all good, mate. But yeah, I think, as I say, there's no real shocks other than that for most bought. I still am baffled by how Palmer, he was at 19%, I think, before he was the most bought, most transferred in, which is crazy still. He's 5
it's because everyone's got Son and Salah, and they need to go to someone. So those who didn't have them before have just gone sound. Cole Palmer. It's like an absolute no-brainer.
Yeah, potentially, yeah. But in terms of discussions, let's move on to that. Salah, Son replacements, sell one or both. Jota, Richarlison, Foden, Gross, Saka, and basically Bowen was on the cards until he got injured.
Yeah.
Who do we think's the best option, boys, out of the midfielders?
Let's go Rev.
Yeah, I think Foden is like kind of happy to eat my words about him last week.
You did that last season as well, didn't you?
Well, no, the thing is, I had him loads last season, and then
he just never performed, didn't he?
And then just didn't do anything. But like at the moment, he's performing fantastically. And whilst Kevin De Bruyne is, neither here nor there, like what we do know is like we could see Foden getting about like 60 minutes in that number 10 role, and then if, for example, De Bruyne comes on for Alvarez, and it's Alvarez who I think whose minutes are most at risk, we'll see Foden get pushed out either to the right or to the left.
Yeah. You're not a fan of KDB though, are you, Mikey?
Are you joking?
No, his name's Kevin, so you don't like him?
Yeah. Kevin. Yeah. Have you seen that sketch of him pretending to be Home Alone? By the way, Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah. I mean, Foden.
So,
I think Foden train is fully in motion, isn't it, Mikey?
Foden's a really good option. My second favorite option is Diego Jota as well. I just think I know he played all 90 in the cup, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Is that a good sign or a bad sign? That
I'm not sure.
Though
that's a good question, Jack. To be honest, because he's been fantastic whenever he's been playing. He's not had a lot of minutes, but Liverpool, it is a while until Liverpool play, though, isn't it?
It is indeed. It is basically. So, if we look at the fixtures there, it's a 2-week window in terms of where these games are played out, and we don't play until Sunday, the 21st of Jan. So
the fact that Jota got 90 minutes, I reckon it's a good thing because they don't play for a good little while. Like, and Klopp was like, giving him that match fitness that he needs.
Because there's only 3 games on this weekend. How many games? 5. 5 games.
Yeah, it's split.
Yeah, winter. Just try to catch up what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
I think the Liverpool one's an interesting one because it's just been obviously got that many players, but obviously with Salah going away, it makes it a bit easier. But obviously Darwin's still no better while I've been away. Jota, Luis Diaz still finding form. I know he's scored a couple, but it's still finding form.
It is tricky, but I mean,
the main man.
Liverpool he produced so much XG against Newcastle.
7.29.
No, Darwin, like on his own, produced like I think either above 3 or 4 XG just on his own. And that was in a game where there was literally like a few penalties. Like,
we're talking about options in terms of who to buy. Jota's a midfielder, right? So he kind of almost
Gakpo
comes at Diaz. No, but in terms of midfielders that come in for Salah, we're talking about Salah and Son, getting rid of them. It's only Jota or Gakpo's a forward on this.
Richarlison.
Is he a forward? I thought he was a midfielder.
Richarlison, I think it's a good shout. I like his upside too.
I had Gakpo at the beginning of the season. We know that panned out. Yeah. So, sorry, Diaz and Jota, the only ones really that you'd say are options that you'd want to bring in for Salah. Then, if you look up top, do you want to bring in Darwin with his record of chances and misses? And Gakpo is just, he scored against Fulham the other night, but he's not quite there, is he? I really don't know. I think Jota is the best option still. I agree with Mikey, but it is tricky what starting 3, Klopp's going to go with, especially with this gap now in terms of rest and so on. I want to mention United.
The thing is, though, can I just piggyback on that 1 sec, though, is last week, like, obviously, let's just forget about the fact that I sold Salah for a second. I bought in Jota because...
Did you do that last week?
Yeah,
last game week.
Yeah, it was a bad time. Watch the pod back after. Like, look at my reasoning, and then you go, "Oh yeah, that makes a load of sense." And then
does it?
But the outcome, it does. Of course, it does.
It's proper Mikey move, that, innit?
Yeah. Well, because I had 2 free transfers, I had to use one, and Salah was going away to AFCON anyway.
Triple M, wasn't it? Mikey moving mad. That's what it was.
Mikey moving.
That's better than ESJ. Eat shit, Jack.
Yeah.
Better than what?
So, however, Jota's a player that needs 30 minutes to get 2 assists and a goal.
Yeah.
So, we had this a couple of seasons ago where Jota had like a few injuries, and everyone was like, "Don't even care if he only plays half an hour. He's still on the team."
Yeah.
Because he's available for selection and he gets FPL points. Like that's what he gets FPL points.
The only way that you're
So-
this, I was just going to say, the only way
Go on.
that, from Mikey's point of view, because this is his team dependent, and the reason he's kind of talking Jota up a bit is that you need what you lost on Salah to kind of Jota to get back in this Bournemouth fixture.
Yeah, mate, because we've got that kind of influence to affect price rises. Yeah.
No. What I'm saying,
Reedy with delusions of grandeur.
No, I'm saying in terms of the points, right? You lost on the Salah, taking him out, captain and Jota. You lost on that, right? That's how it is, right?
Yeah.
In terms of Jota being an
outcome,
option against Bournemouth, and for you to gain for that transfer to actually have made sense, you need some more points from Jota, right? And that's why we're sort of saying about, is he a good option? He is a great option still, and he is a replacement for Salah. And we're just saying, is he going to start? That's the only question. Is like, is he going to start? And if he doesn't, how many minutes is he going to get? If he does start, how many minutes is he going to get? It's the same question. So he is a good option. We can't rule that out, but it's like a risky move still, I would say. You've got him, so it doesn't matter. You're going to keep him. You're going to play him. Are you going to captain him, though? You're going to go with Foden, aren't you? Because you like
Yeah,
Foden.
well, I've moved the armband from Jota to Foden with the Joe Linton news because Joe Linton's out. So, yeah.
So other punts, anyway, let's not spend too much time on Liverpool because I know Jack won't like that. But
No, I just wouldn't even pick a Liverpool player, is what I was going to say.
yeah, United
he's got him already.
players, Brighton players, Arsenal players. We've got Gross, Garnachos, Sakas. I mean, who's the best bunch? Who's the best 3 players, would you say?
I'm going to fire it out. I'm going to fire it out there. Let me go, Chazza. De Bruyne.
No, you go, Jack.
De Bruyne, Saka. And who else?
All right. I know my 3.
Odin.
Yeah. I'm going to go 3rd, Richarlison, 2nd, Pascal Gross, 1st, Phil Foden.
Love Pascal Gross. Not as my top 3, but very good.
You
Good
do,
fixtures,
don't you?
Brian. Good fixtures,
You do
Brian.
like a bit of, yeah, you do like a bit of Pascal Gross in the side, Jack. But yeah, I mean, I think if you haven't got Foden, you get him. I do think that Brighton are good options. I do like Gross. So for me, it'd be Foden, Gross. And I would then say...
I don't like Gross, by the way. Like, I know he's been getting some good points, but go and have a little search for his heat maps. Have a look at his heat maps.
In terms of back in midfield or right?
Yeah. Is
better at wing back, isn't he?
Well, yeah, but also like he's much more like not a very much in the box at the moment. He has moments
outside the box, can't he?
Yeah, but so can I. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm a great FPL.
Not with that hammy, mate.
Yeah, I know my hammy's pretty horrendous.
But Saka, and as I say, I think Saka. The problem Arsenal have got good fixture runs and they don't potentially blank. That's another factor you've got to look at when you're talking about blanks and so on. Garnacho to get
man.
Garnacho to get Salah back as an enabler. People are looking at Bruno Fernandes.
Garnacho is goal.
Bruno
Martin
Fernandes.
Rashford, yeah.
I don't think they're doing. Listen, he's guaranteed to start. And he's still looked good. Garnacho, I think, and his budget has, isn't he? So it enables you to do anything and everything. Would you take a hit for him though? I don't know.
No
I don't think you would you? No. But yeah. Go on.
Well, that said, lads, I'm on a really tight schedule today, so I'm going to have to say goodbye.
Have you got a few pods to get onto, mate, in your new podcast arena?
No, mate, I've got daddy duties to get to.
I hear you, mate. I hear you.
Yeah. Solidarity, brother.
Mate, great to see you. Happy New Year.
Great to see you. Happy New Year, bro. And good little shout out to everyone in the chat. Good to see everyone again. Looking forward to being a lot more regular now. I've got all of this built. As well. Anyway, I'll catch you soon. All the gear, no idea. Correct. See you later.
Goodbye.
He dragged that out for a bit, didn't he? Jesus, just get off.
He did, I know, yeah. Jesus, is he leaving us forever for good? Is it like, his farewell speech? But yeah, I mean, I think there's so many options. We don't want to pick the wrong one. I think is what we've taken from that. There's too many options. We want to look at getting Salah and Son back. Can we get to Haaland at the same time? Plus, we've got potential blanks coming up and a double, maybe even a double.
Yeah, we do.
It's hard to navigate, but I think something that
everyone must be minted though, mate. Everyone's got cash. Everyone can make moves. Like it's whether you take. Everyone must have money. You're getting rid of 3 premiums in recently, isn't it? Haaland, Salah, now Son. So you're gonna have cash on to move.
I mean, I'm sat there with 8.2 in the bank currently. I don't have Haaland or Son. I've got Salah, Watkins, Saka, so I can get to Haaland. I mean, it's if you want Haaland, Watkins, Salah, Trent. It starts then getting if you want about 4 or 5 of those guys, that's when it starts getting really tricky and tough. And people will want that. That's the thing. People won't want to miss out on those sort of players. Yeah, in terms of the chip strategies, I know we've probably not got a plan. I know Jack of all people's probably not even.
Or have I?
Have you?
Or have I? Or not, I'm a double bluffing.
Yeah. But I mean, 3-5-2, 3-4-3. What formation are we thinking is best?
Yeah.
From here on?
Okay. I put this note down. I actually think it was 3-5-2, but now it's 3-4-3 because Son and Salah have both gone away, and because we invested so much money into them and score points so often, that was a reason on why there was such a makeshift in the formation. And in addition, with the amount of third strike options, I think you could go playing with 3 up front.
Yeah. And who would you say then? So it would be what? Haaland, Solanke, Watkins? You go with those 3?
Yeah, those 3 for now. But João Pedro is a really good shout too.
Yeah, especially with the Brighton fixtures. Yeah,
very interesting. So I suppose we should look at our teams, I guess.
Let's go. I can't wait. I haven't done my transfers yet. I'm so excited.
I can't wait. So whose do we want to look at first? Should we just get mine out the way? Because I know
get yours.
The most boring.
Go on then.
Me for this game week, 2 moves made, -4 after the -8 last week.
Love it. Love a hit.
Love a hit. Gotta do that surgery. I don't want to spunk me a second wild card. I've already used the free hit. So basically, this is how.
Well.
Yeah, it did.
52 or something.
I know, 38. I think I got. But yeah, Areola.
This is so aesthetically pleasing.
See, Salim. It is indeed, isn't it?
Well,
I'm just missing a white shirt here, I think.
It's not about that, mate. It's just brilliant.
But yeah, I mean, I'm keeping Salah. I don't want to take a -8 this week. I want to keep him.
Sure.
I'm 100% sure, Jack. See how the AFCON pans out. See if he might be back early. There's no there's an abundance of midfielders. We don't know who to pick. I don't know whether to go Jota. Am I going to then take another -4 for Jota to have to score a double digit? Is it realistic? No. So I'm happy this week. Haaland could be back, but I'm happy to go without him until Burnley. He might not even play against Newcastle or might only play some minutes. So I've got Watkins, Alvarez, Foden. Gross was the move that I made. I brought Gross in for Sok. Saka, as you can see, he's captain's armband at the minute, but that could change. Palmer, Gusto, Saliba. Estupinan was the other move I made. Brought him in for Gahey. And then Adogi and Areola. So there's me 11. I've got Archer's cover. Which is
cover too. That's important.
He's 2 points. I mean, I think Sheffield United have signed a new guy apparently, which
they've got Brereton Diaz, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got him as well. So
another one.
And another one. And I don't know if Archer's minutes could be affected by that, but he's on my bench. Who cares? On to Chaz's team, eh? See how we're going.
Sure. Yes, we are on here. 6 flags, 1 free transfer, and without further ado, let's get straight into transfers.
Yeah, good lad. Like it.
Oh, God.
Here we go. All right. First one, Son's going out only because I see South Korea progressing further than Egypt. However, Egypt could still go a fair way. So, first one is going to be Son to Foden. And because I probably need a bit of cover, I can't deal with Taylor's percentages of playing hanging in the balance. Same with Haaland, same with Zinchenko. Salah will stay for now. Zinchenko I like at home to Palace, so he's going to go on field. This move was more because I don't want to field Taylor at home to Luton. I think Luton scores. So, first hit of the season.
Oh,
you heard me.
Is the pressure? Is he crumbling under the pressure?
Oh, Oh,
Like Alfie Doughty's coming into the team.
oh, wait,
Oh,
whoa. Slow down. Right, go back a sec. Step back.
So Doughty's in.
Step away
Doughty's
from
in.
the screen. So Doughty, you haven't brought in. So you're bringing in Doughty, and you're bringing in Foden.
Yeah.
So you've got 1 free transfer or 2?
Nah, that was just the one. So
this is for a -4. And how does your team look? Read it out. So you've got who playing?
Okay. Solid starter. I'll go Areola, Gabriel, Zinchenko for now on field, Porro, Doughty.
So you're going 4 in the back. Yeah.
4 at the back. Palmer, Garnacho, Gordon, Foden, because I know they'll all play. And for now, Watkins, Solanke up front. Haaland is first sub in case Zinchenko does not play.
See, I'd rather do it the other way around, to be honest.
You have it, Haaland on field.
I mean, have you kept him? Have you held him, or you've held him, right?
I've held him, yeah.
Surely you play him just in case this week, right, Jack?
Sure, who goes out?
Stick him on the pitch, mate.
Yeah.
Get him on.
Over.
Get him on. I don't think. I feel like he'll just.
I'd say it's either Garnacho or one of your defenders, to be fair.
Yeah, okay. I'd probably Garnacho then. I think that's probably it. All right.
Yeah.
Gabriel, what 3-4-3 or 3-5-2? Oh no, you're going to play 3-4-3.
3-4-3 it would be.
Yeah, 3-4-3.
Yeah, 3-4-3 is the one, mate. You back the strikers, not the defender.
Yeah. All right.
Aggressive.
There we have it.
Wait a minute. No, it wouldn't be 3-4-3, would it? Because Salah's out. So it'd be
Put Foden
4-3.
in.
It'd be 4.
Foden in for Taylor.
Yeah.
Would it? No, it'd be 4-3-3. That's what it would be.
I put Garnacho in for Zinchenko.
Would you? Okay.
You feeling it against Spurs? He's got Porro though there.
No, I actually think Zinchenko might be fit because he's playing second week.
Mate, I've sold him. He's gone.
Confirm. Go on then.
Don't trust the calf.
Who's the captain this week, Chazza?
Foden will get it. And Solanke second week will be vice captain. So that's my team.
Nice. Not bad.
No Palmer.
Alfie Doughty.
Nah. I like Foden more. Just 5.7 million pick. Everyone's going to go from bandwagon.
Yeah.
Got a nervous vibe about it. And
if Zinchenko and Haaland are both out, you're playing with 10. So Jack, your team, matey.
Yeah,
I like that though. That's the first hit of the season as well. That is impressive, mate. That is really impressive.
How the hell do I do this again?
Jack's deleted the game, I think. He's only come on today just to say hello, and then he's off again to go see Melbourne Victory, win another game.
Hopefully, man. One sec. What do I need on here? I need this. The one? I don't think this is the one. That was last week's, wasn't it?
That's last week. Your last week's team.
Oh, good score that, but maybe not scum. All right. So transfers. Like I've already taken a -8, lads.
You've already taken a what? A
-8.
Oh my god.
You love to see it. So I've gone.
People watching. This is where the good stuff occurs.
Yeah, this is content, right? Listen, I've been on good form. To be fair, I'm third in the podcast league. I've come from the depths of the bottom of the league.
Yeah.
So you have to be fair, Jack. You have. Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a good moment, but that was last year. This is this year now, isn't it? So let's Zinchenko gone. Didn't trust the calf. Estupinan come in, so I thought that was
that's all right. A good move.
I thought so, right? But then I was like, oh shit, why have I not just taken trips out? Because Newcastle are so shit. So why
free up more money?
So I messed up there, right? Anyway, we move. In the midfield, I had Salah and Son, and I've gone De Bruyne and Saka in because I didn't know what Bowen's crack is and what's going on there, right? So
Neto's a great inclusion as well.
Yeah, Neto's good. I like the little Neto signing because I think he's going to come good. So this is my starting lineup at the moment going into this week. The trips one's worrying, but other than that, De Bruyne's got the armband at the minute. God knows what he's going to do. But I'm tempted. No, listen, it's because it was automatic where he went on. I haven't changed it. Relax. This boy is going to be my captain. Saka.
Saka.
He's going to be my captain. I've got a stupid advice at the minute, so that can just stay there.
I reckon you should leave that. That's good.
I feel it. I like it. I like it. I'm feeling it. So that is my team going into this week. That's the big worry, trips, but you just never know, dear. You never know. Might pop up with an assist. If not, if I'm at last minute, I might put Taylor in if he's looking good. Luton are very attacking and scoring goals. Yes, Chazza, hear you, feel you, but Taylor might be the one. Could whip in a goal, could provide an assist, could do some damage.
Taylor is a legend, isn't he?
Great.
Yes.
Listen, he's a lefty. I always back my lefties. I'm a lefty, as you know. I'll back him. So
left wing or left wing, Tory.
The strange thing is that Vasson Company had a press conference yesterday and did not mention anything about Charlie Taylor's injury.
Did he not?
No, none. Not one word.
All right.
What, boys? Tony returns. It's just.
Would you go Taylor or Trips?
Trips.
Reedy?
I see Luton scoring.
But do you? But you see City scoring as well, surely.
Yeah.
What's going to be the most damage?
I'd have to go Trippier only because from watching them play against Sunderland, I know it's Sunderland and they expect them to beat them, but they did look nice. They were playing good football, nice football, and
they needed that, didn't they?
Newcastle. I think Trippier at St James's is a better pick than Taylor for me.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd say just, but we've got Eddie Howe's already had the press conference, hasn't he?
He has this morning.
Callum Wilson's out. They've got quite Pope
squad still. Yeah.
Willock, Tonali's band. Yeah, you got to go with Trips, man. You got to go with Trips, surely.
Right, we'll stay with Trips. But that's the team, lads. So -8. See what that does. I don't mind risking it.
I'll just say great announcement.
What?
Premier League Player of the Month for December, Dominic Solanke.
Wow. There you go. Big.
Wow. That is big. It is big. I think you're the only one who's owned him, right, Chazza? Out of me and Jack, anyway. I haven't had him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But
captains?
Yes, I do think KDB is starting. I don't know who KDV is though.
Are you holding Salah, making the changes? I'm hold. Chaz is hold.
Sold.
You're sold.
Right.
What's this about? Apologies. I've had a skimful and Chaz is looking back.
That's good. I like that.
Oh, brilliant. I love this from Colm. Gross looks.
Yeah, I do like it.
Yes, Colm.
So creative.
Love Gross. I do have a bit of regret, but it's just not the sexy pick, is he?
John doesn't know what to do with Salah at the minute. I feel like I don't want to be responsible for giving John advice and then it be.
I'd never recommend Richarlison regardless of his form. So
yeah. More outside of Richarlison, but Gross.
Not only that, boys. Mr. Timo Werner is back in the Premier League.
Yes, January signing. This is a big one.
God, I'm so glad he didn't come to United.
Yeah, I would be too, Jack.
He would have got even worse. Is that impossible?
Yeah, it probably is. He probably is.
He would have done even worse. So
so Will said he's riding with Salah, TA, Bowen on the bench. No Saka. Oh God, how stupid is it to roll transfer with an 11 where Gusto, Gabriel, Solanke, and my worst 3? What do you think about that, lads? No bench. I mean, no Saka. Does he?
Who are his other players? I don't see Solanke being his 3 worst players in that bottom 3 because he's actually a good player.
Yeah.
He got player of a month, and he's calling him. Oh no, one of the 3 worst players.
I know, but what I'm saying
in terms of paper, on paper, he means a lot. Like in terms of.
Do you see what I think the key question really is? Salah, okay, bench wise. Yeah. Do you see the point in holding Trent?
Why is Trent on the bench? Is he out? No,
he's out. He's injured.
He's out for one game, definitely.
And Bowen's obviously 50%, right? And then he's got no Saka. Why just make a move? Take Bowen out and put Saka in.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect, Jack. Yeah, I mean, roll in the transfer. I mean, there's a 2-week gap now before the next deadline, which I'll get is a long time to wait.
Isn't it? It's long.
But yeah, so you need Doherty. Well, IX. Gammy Fist, however you say that. Yeah, Gammy Fistic sounds a bit. Gammy Fist. I know it sounds a bit weird. But
yeah, I've just review that name.
Yeah, but Chaz has already done it. Yeah, IX, I'm going to call it.
Chaz is already nice move.
Who else? There was another question. Yes, from Hazarol.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne. Got the accent.
No, I don't think so, Hazarol.
Yeah, not starting.
No, I don't see him starting. Not against Newcastle. Maybe against Burnley.
Get him in. Starting.
Yeah,
Joe something. I don't even care, right? De Bruyne will come on and impact. He's unbelievable player.
Is his body the same though? He
can play 30 minutes and still bring home more than who have you got? Gross.
Yeah. I was actually talking to someone, a Newcastle fan, the other day about. Do you remember the 2-2 between Newcastle where John Joe Shelby scored at the end of the game? Kevin De Bruyne actually scored a banger in that game as well. 2-2
anyway.
Yeah. If it's still the same De Bruyne,
listen, he's what year younger than me? What is he? 33.
He's what? He's 31, De Bruyne.
He's coming to 33, isn't he? He's not 30, 32, 33 now.
Kevin De Bruyne. Is
KDB.
He?
Well, don't type in KDV.
Yeah. Oh, 32. Okay.
He's 32. Yeah, so he's 33 next
in June. Yeah, nearly 33.
Yeah, so he's basically 33, right? A bit older. He's going to change his game, but I think he's been out a while. He's got to play. I reckon he's got to play slightly different because he's been out a while. That's hard. It is hard. But in saying that, talent is immense. His talent is immense.
In full training. The only thing is that him and Pep have said about managing minutes. So I don't know.
Yeah, but that could be starting and coming off at 60.
Yeah, that is true.
Pep loves him. He's playing.
Is this Seb on his YouTube channel? Right, on his YouTube?
See, he actually WhatsApped me. He actually WhatsApped me reading and said, "Read your messages because he's give you his team because he's got more advice for you, and now he's put it in here for you because he wants your advice." Right. I don't know why, because you're bottom of our league near enough, aren't you?
Hey, don't say that. Have you seen Ollie's team? Jesus Christ! Oh, God. But yeah, so he's got Turner, Stupinant, Doughty. He's on a wild card, isn't he?
Do you have Turner? Why am I picking Turner?
Wait there, he's got Turner and Ben.
I don't think on the message you could put all.
Seb. I don't like that bench. Wow.
Seb, I've got an idea for you. How about you just make your own decision, Jack? Because I got to get into captaincy corner. Is that all
right? Go for it, Chazza. Go for it, mate.
We'll
get you on here, centre stage, mate, and
Brilliant. Because I must.
Stephen Small is 62, by the way.
Come to me because I am the absolute governor. Now, it's the first game week in such a long time where there's no player who is priced above 10 million not featuring at all. There's just no one there. So we've got to go below 10 million. Yeah, actually, that's a terrible start. I know. I got the words mixed up there. But what is also mixed is the amount of captaincy options that are on this agenda. Cole Palmer to start it off at home against the West London neighbours in Fulham. In actual fact, in this reverse meeting against the Cottagers, it was his first start of the season and got an assist in that game. Afterwards, got a goal and assist at Turf Moor, and that's where his run begun. And back then, he was only 4.8 million. He's the most transferred in player, as stated earlier, with 1.2 million owners acquiring his services. Fulham have conceded 13 goals in their last 4 away games, which is ranked bottom 5 in the league. Only Son and Salah have scored more than Cole Palmer in the last 6 game weeks. But with Son, after Asia Cup, Salah, AFCON. Bukayo Saka at home to Crystal Palace. Now, I do like this option a lot, especially if you're paying 9.1 million for an Arsenal asset who has been underwhelming for a majority of his campaign. However, it's bounced back to kickstart New Year with a goal away at Fulham. Got 18 points in the corresponding meeting last season at home against Roy Hodgson's side with 2 goals and an assist, plus maximum bonus points. He's in the second week, too, of his winter break, which might actually help. It may be worth advice and spreading the risk. Having a vice captain on one player 1 week and then the other get an actual captaincy armband on. He's blanked in his last 2 home games. But on the flip side, Palace have won just 1 of their last 10 games in all competitions. Phil Foden away at Newcastle. Newcastle conceded the highest XG, which is expected goals, since the data was first recorded, with 7.29 XG conceded away at Liverpool. Foden's had 1 goal and 3 assists in his last 3 games. However, despite being the second most transferred in player, his record at St. James Park isn't too promising. He's had 1 assist from his last 6 meetings there. And to top it all off, Ollie Watkins away at Everton. We've seen in recent times, thanks to their 10-point deduction, that Everton's form has spiked. However, they suffered a minor setback with a 3-0 defeat away at Wolves. Back at home to Villa, Ollie Watkins is dangerous away at home. In his last 3 away games, he's recorded a goal and 2 assists, with his only blank coming on Boxing Day away at Old Trafford. And then number 11 himself has scored in 2 of his last 3 meetings at Goodison, which included last season being a 2-1 win. That's all for captaincy. May your arrows be green, and I hope your armband candidate absolutely smashes it. That's all for me. Good luck.
Nice meet, Reedy.
There we go. What do we think, guys? Captain's corner. Few options there. We got Cole Palmer, Saka.
Mate, new graphics as well. Slamming in the graphics.
Options, you know, what are we thinking of these options? What would you like the best, Jack?
Jazza, can you just relay everything you just said, please?
Yes.
Can you just go back through the key names and no description? Just smash them out.
Cole Palmer at home to Fulham. Bukayo Saka at home to Crystal Palace. Phil Foden away at Newcastle. Ollie Watkins away at Everton.
Listen, I think I'm disappointed in myself. I sold Palmer, if I'm honest. And I missed out on the points. I sold Palmer the other week because I had Palmer and then I got rid of him when he got did he get suspended or injured for a week?
You're kidding. You sold him.
Yeah, of course I did.
Oh, you've not got Palmer this week, Jack?
I got Palmer.
Oh, God.
Just looked at my team.
I didn't even realise.
I didn't even know.
Lads, it's okay. I'll be fine.
It's
taking a -8. I'll be fine. But I think Palmer's I think Palmer, captain's armband, I think, yeah, it is a good one to do. Great one to do. So I think I agree with that one, Chazza. I like that one. Yeah. But nice.
Yeah, it makes it interesting. And yes, Will, I did actually get something on there. You got a spot on. KDB is above 10 mil, but is he starting? I think that's the question, which will probably put people off captaincy. Jack, you're such an optimist. Far out.
Well, listen, I believe in quality.
He's going for it. That's why he's going for it.
I ain't putting the band on him though. I'm not doing that.
Oh, he's not got.
I'm in, but I'm not. I'm in, but I'm not that in. Yeah, I think.
No armband for KDB.
No, I think. But I think he will. Listen, when he plays, I think he'll impact. I think Newcastle leaking goals, great fixture. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I suppose we best wrap up, boys. It's been great having you back on the pod, Jack.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. Listen, lads, a big well done to you guys while I've been away. You know, it's 10 weeks, maybe more, 12 weeks since I've been last on. So congratulations to you boys for carrying it. Chaz, I've been loving the extra work you've been putting in and the extra content. Really enjoyed it, mate. And all our audience have as well. So great stuff. And good to be back on the pod and see all the comments keep flooding in as well and see all the regulars. So good to be back. Not saying it's going to be every week, but I'll definitely do my best. Just depends on the little one.
Yeah, fair play. But yeah, boys, great to chat. Obviously, great to have Rev on as well because he's been missing a little bit lately.
Full house for a minute, wasn't it? Near enough.
Right?
So it was a full house for a minute.
Yeah, it was indeed. But thank you so much to the guys that are still tuning in at the moment. And
thank you very much indeed. Today. That's good views tonight. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. Saka, Palmer, probably captain's point. Yeah, from Colin there. But if you've loved today's podcast, please make sure you hit like and subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notifications. If you're listening to the podcast, please do give us a follow. Leave us a quick review and rating. Be much appreciated. That brings us to the end of the review of Game Week 20, of course, the preview of Game Week 21 after all that Christmas period. Yeah, but keep an eye out on the FPL Addicts socials. I know Chaz is throwing a few shorts in there on the old Instagram and so on, and maybe even on YouTube as well, putting them on there. Great work from you, Chazza. But have a belter weekend, belter game week, hopefully.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. See you on the other side.